Hey guys, it's Kazul or Kazul Veroneth, whatever you prefer. Just wanted to give you guys an overview. I'm actually going to start off with some live commentary, and for the first one, now keep in mind I have not played Star Battles very much, maybe about 20-30 games, so I'm going to give you guys something. I wanted to pick something a little bit unique. I haven't seen many Star Battles out there, so it's an interesting game. I don't play much with I don't play much Starcraft, but I do play a lot of Star Battles. Now, basically what this game is it's equivalent to League of Legends, which you can take a look at on my channel, Kazul Veroneth on YouTube. And essentially it's kind of a 6-on-6 space battle using the various ships from Starcraft 2. Now what it is essentially is it's think League of Legends or Dota without any towers except two defending your main base. The big focus is between different abilities that different ships can gain. Farming, which is pretty important. You either have Protoss ships to shoot down little fighters or Terran. So yeah, I'll get this started and I'll give you some overview. Now, like I said, extremely new at this, so please be gentle if I screw up. So what I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm actually going to fire up and actually join a match rather than actually create one myself. So yeah, just going to do a quick thing. Keep in mind, it's ready to go, and there we go. We're already in a game. So if there's any questions, you can ask me, but like I said, it's a little bit interesting. Now, by default, I usually start off with 2 movement speed. As for my favorite ship, I bounce around between a couple of them. I found the battlecruiser to be excellent, but really, to be honest, it really depends on what people are playing and what's actually needed. So yeah, let's see what we got here. I usually take a good overview look at what ships other people are playing before I pick something. Battlecruiser, Leviathan, which battlecruiser, yeah, you know, expect Yamato cannon. It's also got a nuke on it. The Leviathan, one reason I like that guy a lot is because he can upgrade without having to go home. So I usually grab warp once I have enough for that and head back home. But even then, maybe warp isn't needed because I don't need to return back home once I get that. And now keep in mind that's for standard upgrades. Ship movement speed, basically armor. Zerg, obviously, no shields, so no need for that. More HP, that kind of thing. So yeah, well, once this loads up, I apologize, the game is running off an older set of pair of hard drives here. So it's, yeah, they're old 10,000 RPM Raptors, if anybody remembers those guys. They're only about 72 gigs each, probably about 4 years old, but they work well. So yeah, here's the standard setup: battlecruiser, destroyer, range, and all that kind of stuff. So we got a Leviathan, Void Ray. I'm going to clock it out with a carrier. Actually, you know what? Never mind. I'm going to go, let's see what we got for an Arbiter. I'm going to pop out the destroyer to start off with here, assuming people can stay connected. So, and there's our first offending comment of the game. So apparently somebody finds this slightly homosexual. So yeah, this should be interesting. Might as well might as well post this up. So let's see. So yeah, Frank WE, screw you, man. Thanks for trashing my first thing. So let's give a little bit of time to skip over. It's yeah, it's looking pretty nice right now. So I might as well just yeah, first stream. So yeah, there you go. So alrighty, I'm gonna pop out with the I'm just gonna pop out with the standard battlecruiser. Something simple. Now we're gonna do a pair of movement speed upgrades. Grab some laser batteries, a couple longbow missiles, and I'm gonna grab the warp. And I got 50 left, so let's see here. We'll just add on extra warp. So let's see here. Engage. So yeah, a bit of trash talking, so apparently I'm going to lose this game, which I'm okay with, so that should be fine. And I'm just going to warp jump over to one of my friendlies over here, and give it some time. So, like I said, I'm not the pro at this, so, and yeah, we'll take it from there. So, yeah, so you can notice the Protoss fighters moving around a little bit, and we've also got some Terran fighters, and there is a nice destroyer right there, so I'm going to try and snag some of these fighters. Another thing you can also do, if you notice, I can right-click right behind my ship for a quick turn, and some of the more fancy stuff I happen to do months. What do we got going on here? Looks like somebody has moved out a little bit too much. Let's see what kind of pain we can cause on this destroyer. So, as I failed to turn there. Let's see. Now the one thing is I've also noticed is, yeah, there's the Arbiter, so I'm going to back up from that one. And the Void Rays are actually quite deadly, so keep in mind is when we actually deal with Void Rays, one thing to note is they have an increased movement speed, and that chaining event, or basically the beam, is quite threatening. So, ooh, looks like we might actually have a chance at a kill here. If I can actually turn properly, which is actually, I'm going to draw it back off because my shields are getting a little bit low, and yeah, so it's an interesting game so far. It takes a lot of practice, a lot of things. It's kind of like League of Legends, essentially. Now I'm really going to draw back from that. Shields are almost gone, so... yeah, so apparently one of our guys has managed to get a fair bit of farming. And I'm going to move back in on this one now that I've got the Arbiter healing up my... or, sorry, Raven. My apologies, guys. I've got the Raven healing up my shields. So... and I'm going to just press R and launch some Wraiths. And I think we're going to go for our first kill here. So, yeah, sorry for the slight game lag. This is reliant on Starcraft, so... and, yeah, looks like we're done with that one. We've got the Void Ray, and... circle around behind this guy, see what kind of damage I can cause. And I'm going to draw back off because of the turret. So, yeah, that's, surprisingly enough, he just stood there and watched. So that's going to be interesting. Got another destroyer here. Now, as you probably noticed, because one of their guys actually did disconnect, he took over another ship. So technically right now it is still a 6-on-5. He's still got a ship in play, so that's one nice thing. So if you have a partner that actually does disconnect, and as you notice, the destroyer's barrage there. So they're an interesting ship, by the way, the destroyer. It actually does, it has the ability to basically turn into a weapons platform. Very long range, but extremely susceptible, especially to nukes. So that's one thing to mention. I'm just going to set up a warp here. And, yeah, and so we've got our lace buddy here who's having a fair bit of farming. I am, of course, at the bottom of the tree, so it's not the best thing in the world. Yeah, and 231 minerals, so I really did not farm that much, so I'm going to do some upgrades to my tracking, and we'll do the long-bow missiles, and I'll grab some armor, some shielding, and I don't need any reactor right now, so I'm just going to grab a little bit more longboat and turn around from there. So once my warp jump comes off cooldown, I'll move out, and looks like our Leviathan seems to have decent speed. So I'm just probably going to warp into the Void Ray. Yeah, they're not going to chase too much, so give it a little bit of time. And yeah, there's also another move there. So I'm really not going to go too much in the moves because I don't know it, but I know they've got the Void Ray has a phase jump. They are the ultimate chaser and usually runner. So there it is. And I'm going to save my warp for now in case I need it. So that Leviathan is in a fair bit of trouble. So I'm going to launch my race at that one, and I'm going to draw back a little bit just to cover his retreat. So I might have actually bit off more than I can chew here. So I'm just going to draw back to the battle cruiser, and let's just hope that I should be okay. But yeah, it looks like my teammates are going to cover me on this one. Thank you very much, guys. So, and yeah, let's make another push here. So really it's all in preference. I mean, you can pretty much turn any ship in the game into whatever you choose. So I want to be really careful with that Void Ray hanging around, and do a little bit of damage to him and draw back a little bit. So the longboat missiles are definitely a preference, and it is something you definitely got to consider. So, and yeah, there's a little bit of trash talking. So apparently said that I was going to lose. So, but yeah, we'll see how this goes. So ideally the best target would probably be the Raven right there, so that's what I'm actually going to go for. And that's probably a fantastic idea, especially with that warp in, but like I said, don't want to go too far in. And yeah, so this I would say probably at the moment this destroyer is sticking himself out a little bit too far. His shields have just gone down. But yeah, I do a lot of different games, guys. My original time came from probably started off on a, I don't know, an old Pentium 1, starting off with Half-Life, and from there I moved on to the I don't know, Homeworld series, and eventually Team Fortress Classic, which I pretty much stuck with for a long time. So, and there's the carrier lining up a shot, so I'm actually going to go in for this one. And looks like never mind. So I'm going to turn around on this, and I'm going to continue hammering the destroyer. So this is a fair bit of a problem for him. And looks like we're probably going to do quite well. So this destroyer right here, now I've got the movement speed, so I'm not too worried about him. And right there, that, I believe, was either a nuke or a mine. So looks like that was a nuke right there. Probably caused a fair bit of problems. Now if you notice, my HP is drawn a little bit low, so, and yeah, we're pretty much done with that. So I'm going to draw back a little bit, and I'm going to warp back to base. So, yeah, and let's just see here, Dow, Skipdale, and Mr. Lay's teaming. We got a couple of rockets, but yeah, the Void Ray's going to get that. Yep, and we're done. So, not bad at all. And teleports back. So of course the main base heals, but keep in mind that it only heals one unit at a time. So if you have multiple guys going back, you want to try and balance that out a little bit. So there's a couple other upgrades, life regeneration. These are things that you can actually buy. Of course my points are rather low, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and basically just pick the, actually you know what, never mind, I'm just going to do an additional longboat missile upgrades, and I'm going to call it with 3 of those and continue moving on. That seems to be my spec this game. So warp prism obviously is in 2 seconds, 1 second, so I'm going to warp in on the Raven. Ideal choice for something to defend me, and yeah, the farming is something that I'm lacking on a severe amount, but I've mostly been staying in ship battles right now, so yeah, if you're ever wondering, farming is definitely a necessity. I mean, I'm already at 35, almost 40 minerals. The little ships, I'm not 100% sure how much they give you. It's either 1 or 5 each, so it's definitely ideal to do your best to farm. Now, Void Rays tend to top the charts, but right now we're, yeah, down. Of course, we're looking at 297, but like I said, we've also got Kep there, who's running quite a bit higher, so, and yeah, they're down to 2 people. So, like I said, the biggest problem, or the biggest problem that I run into in this game is people who do not know when to turn around. So, yeah, one thing to note, you really got to be careful about some of that stuff. If you go in too far, or you don't handle yourself properly, that's the main thing. So, I'm going to go and tank this science vessel a little bit. Not very much point, considering my teammates decided to follow me, so draw back a little bit. And here comes our next engagement, so longbow missiles, obviously investing. Now that was